What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So guys, this week it's double money on the sale missions of the Asset Lab business, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how much you can earn with this business per hour and also what the maximum payout is. If you guys want a more detailed video on how to start up the Asset Lab and how it works exactly, you can click top right now. In this video I explain everything that you have to know, but in this video it's mainly the maximum payout and also the hourly earnings. Now, before we get into the numbers, there is two important tips that you guys have to know to increase your earnings. The first one is that with the Asset Lab, you can boost your production. So when you do this, the production speed will be double. You can do this once every day in real life, and it resets at the same time that the daily objective resets. Make sure that when you do this, you already have supplies. If you don't have supplies, you're basically wasting your boost. So for example, if you buy supplies, wait for them to come in and then activate the boost. The second tip is that you have to go to the interaction menu, go to service vehicles, go to Asset Lab, and then to product name, and make sure this is anything else than asset. Because if you change the product name, originally it's always asset, but if you change it, the value of your product will increase by 5%. This is also something, by the way, something that was added afterwards, after the Asset Lab was added. So if you're watching some older videos, people might not mention it. I think also in my video where I explain everything, I also don't mention it because at the time it wasn't possible yet. But so two tips: make sure to always use your boost. Make sure that when you do this, you always have supplies, and also change the name of your product. You only have to do this once, and then always your product's value will be 5% more. So you only have to change it once, and then for the rest of your life, it will be 5% more. Just make sure it's anything else than asset. So then now let's get into the numbers on how much you can earn with the Asset Lab. By the way, for the people that don't know it yet, the Asset Lab is a type of business where you have to buy or steal supplies. Then you have to wait for these supplies to become product. Mud does this, and then you can sell it. So this is the same principle as the bunker and also all of the biker businesses. Now, when your stock is full, so when your product bar is entirely full, the value of your product is 704K almost when it's double money. In a normal week, it's 352K. Now, this is only if you have the boost, so the 5% extra if you change the name of your product, and also if you have the equipment upgrade. So this is very important. This is only if you have those two things. The equipment upgrade, by the way, you can get it at the Freak Shop. So this is the place where you modify your Asset Lab. This is also the place where it's stored. You can get it for 250K, and you can unlock it by completing 10 Fooligan jobs. You can start a Fooligan job by calling Dax. But so full stock value for a Asset Lab is 350K in a normal week, 704K almost in a week with double money. The amount of supplies that you need to fill up the Asset Lab entirely is 8 bars. So when you're inside the Asset Lab, you can see how much supplies that you have at the bottom right. When this is entirely full, this is 5 bars to fill up the Asset Lab. So to fill it up with product, because supplies become product, you need 8 bars. The cost of 1 bar is 12K. So this means that if you buy your supplies, you're spending 96K on supplies. So in a normal week, you're making a profit of 256K. In a week with double money, that will be 608K. Of course, if you steal your supplies, then the entire value of your stock is your profit. But then you have to invest a lot more time in the business, while if you buy your supplies, it's a more passive business. Then the amount of time that it takes to fill up the Asset Lab, so the amount of time that it takes to process the 8 bars of supplies into product, is 4 hours. This means if you divide 256 by 4, that means that you're getting a profit of 64,000 per hour, which is okay, of course, for a passive business. Now, if you use the boost, like I said, for 1 hour, your production speed will be double. So if you do this, it's actually 3 hours to fill up the entire Asset Lab, and then it's, instead of 64, 85,000 per hour, which is already, of course, much better. And also, you have 1 hour less that you have to spend on the business, so you can start faster again. Now, in a week with double money, like I said, the profit is 608K. If you then divide it by 3, it's 202K. So from 85 to 202 is, of course, a big difference. And that's because the product of the supply stays the same, of course. So in a week with double money, you're making 202K per hour by only doing the sale mission, because for the rest, you just have to buy the supplies and activate the boost, which is, of course, just something that takes 2 minutes. So in a week with double money, the Asset Lab is actually a very good source of money. Just keep in mind, when your supplies are becoming products, you have to be online. So you cannot turn off your game. The 4 hours or the 3 hours that I mentioned, during this time you have to be playing GT Online. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It also doesn't matter if you are a CEO or MC, but you just have to do something in GT Online. In free mode, race, adversary mode, doesn't matter. You just have to be in the game. Now, other things that might be important is maybe the sale missions. So over here I'm doing the sale mission where you just have one drop off. It's with a setup. So you go to the rooftop of the garage, it's a setup, and then you take the product to another location after losing the cops. This is a very easy mission, and it's of course very solo friendly because it's just one drop and you're doing it with a bike. The other two missions is 10 drops, again with the same bike, and then also a mission where you have 5 drops where you can also get a wanted level after each drop. Most of the time it's 2 or 3 times that you get a wanted level, but the thing is, all of them are friendly for solo players, so you don't have to worry about the time, you don't have to worry that it will be difficult. Then a last thing, which is also very important for these sale missions, and this is just general in GT Online, you can do this in a private session, friends only session, invite only session, doesn't matter, but if you're doing it in a public session, you will get a 2% bonus for each player that you have in the session, besides yourself of course. The maximum bonus that you can get is 50%, so after 25 other players it doesn't increase anymore. But so if you have the double money and if you have the 50% bonus, you will get 1,050,000 for doing one single sale mission with the Asset Lab, and it only takes 3 hours to fill it up, and during these 3 hours you can do something else in the game. So this is of course a very good source of money. So guys, that was basically it. I hope it was helpful. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out the Discord in the description, and peace out you guys.